Hello everyone and welcome to Blaugrana Everything, and welcome back to the channel, and welcome to what is going to be an update and as far as Barcelona's hunt for a pivot goes. Now initially I was hoping that I'd be able to upload a video talking about what we can expect from Ilkay Gundogan, but there's just been so much activity going on as far as Barcelona's chase for a new pivot, to replace Busquets. We know Xavi has said that he only wants top player to play there. He only wants top quality, and well, it's led to quite a bit of names popping up, some of whom I don't really know if they're top quality, but we're going to talk about them in general. Right now, what's really been popping is the news with regards to Marcelo Brozovic, who FC Barcelona are actively trying to sign from Inter Milan. There's interest as well coming from Saudi Arabia, from Al Nassr, and we'll talk exactly about what's happening there and what Barcelona's options are as a result of that interest from Saudi, should Brozovic sign for them. So this is just going to be a quick update. It's not going to be a really long video. Just going to give you that news, and we're going to be out. So if this is your first time tuning in, by the way, please do hit that subscribe button, and also hit like on this video if you enjoy it, just so I can bring more stuff like this in the future. Anywho, with Marcelo Brozovic, what exactly is happening? So Barcelona, of course, pursuing Marcelo Brozovic after their failure to get either one of Zubimendi or Joshua Kimmich. Now we know that these were the two guys who were leading in as far as top quality options in Xavi's mind, and also the Barcelona sporting staff's mind as far as who they should recruit as a top pivot option. It was Zubimendi, it was Kimmich, but both Kimmich and Zubimendi have come out to say that they're going to be staying their current clubs. And after that happened, of course, the next question for Barcelona was who else is there on the market who can do the job that Xavi would want to the level that Xavi would want. And in came the name of Marcelo Brozovic. Amrabat was of course discarded by Barcelona because they didn't see him as being a high enough quality option, something which I can't really argue with, especially when you're looking at the quality of pivot who we're trying to replace. So Amrabat maybe would only be good as a stopgap option, but looking at the fact that he was so young and Fiorentina were demanding so much money, Barcelona then decided to turn their attentions to Marcelo Brozovic, the Croatian international, who is an Inter Milan player. And currently the situation is that Inter Milan want something in the region of 23 million euros in order for them to sell Marcelo Brozovic. And Al Nassr, of course, the Saudi Arabian team where Cristiano Ronaldo plays, have come in with an offer of about 25 in total for Inter, whilst Barcelona were hoping to try and lower that fee of 23 million that Inter is demanding. Now, keep in mind here that Barcelona have joined this struggle, can we call it that, for Marcelo Brozovic pretty late, because way before Barcelona showed any interest in Brozovic, Al Nassr had already tabled this over to Inter Milan and had already agreed terms with Brozovic's agent. And it's also been highlighted actually that Brozovic's agent does favor this more lucrative deal, and you can probably understand why. Not just because it's financially worth more money, but he's been working on this deal for quite some time, and Inter are at the point right now where they need this deal to be concluded as soon as possible. Why? Because they're trying to get more money in before the end of this fiscal year, for the season, if you would rather, for the end of that fiscal season, which is going to be on the 30th of June. And Barcelona, of course, in a similar position. We know that they're trying to get some sales across the line before the 30th of June. Guys like Longley, guys like Umtiti, who Barcelona are trying to negotiate exits for. We expect to see a lot of exits, during this coming week, because this week, which ends on the 1st of July. So, Friday is going to be something like the 30th, I think. Correct me if I'm wrong. But that's when the fiscal season is going to end. And during that time, Barcelona need to be able to push themselves across the board. With all of that said, Barcelona are really not looking like they're in a strong position here to secure Brozovic, because as things stand, Saudi Arabia is his most likely destination, and Nassr are hoping that they'll be able to complete the signing on Monday the 26th, and the only thing that could stop it really is Brozovic saying no to the deal, just rejecting the deal flat out. But it's unlikely that he's going to do that because, like I had said, prior to Barcelona joining this race, he had already agreed terms with Al Nassr. He had already accepted the option of going to play in Saudi Arabia. So should Brozovic accept to go to Saudi Arabia, the names right now that Barcelona are being linked with, in as far as backup options, are Dani Parejo and Oriol Romeu. Now, Barca fans, those are names that we're all going to be familiar with. Parejo from his time in La Liga and Oriol Romeu from, well, La Masia and the fact that he's a former Barcelona player. Right now, it's being reported that Romeu wouldn't cost more than 10 million. He has a release clause of 10 million, and Barcelona believe they can negotiate that to go a little bit lower. And it's also been proposed by some that should Barcelona go the Romeu route, then it could literally just be, in Romeu or Parejo, a player who's going to come in just as a stopgap whilst a younger player, maybe like a Fabrizio Diaz, or I don't know, an Alpha Vermeeren, or we haven't heard his name in a while. A youngster like that could be instead signed by Barcelona as that top quality pivot option. But yeah, that's basically that. And as far as that update goes, guys, so Barcelona trying to get Brozovic, but right now the deal hasn't yet gone over the line, and it's most likely, in as far as what I can see, that Brozovic will wind up going to Saudi Arabia nonetheless, and Barca might have to settle for a Dani Parejo or Oriol Romeu. So do let me know your thoughts in the comments, what do you think about that situation, possibility of Romeu or Parejo coming to Barca. But aside from that, I thank you for tuning in. Have a great day, and Forza Barca.